As you know, my friends and fans, my YouTube channel is about music and aviation, airplanes. I was going to talk about lift of an airplane, but I decided to change the subject because there is something that is very important in the lift of an airplane that I need to tell you about before I go deeply into lift. And that thing is airfoil. Airfoil. What is an airfoil? Well, basically, an airfoil is a slice of the wing of an aircraft. What that means, the wing of an aircraft is made of, several slices, okay? And those slices, they are the airfoils of the wing. So the lift of the wing actually occurs mainly due to the effect of those slices of the wing, those airfoils. Here is a picture of an airfoil. Take a good look at it. Please take a good look at this airfoil, which is also called a slice of the wing. Okay, take a good look at it because we're going to talk about different parts of it. Okay, all right. This is an airfoil, a slice of the wing of an aircraft, of an airplane. Okay. Okay, now if you take a good look at it, you can see the shape is a little curved. Okay? All right. So this airfoil, as you look at it, it has the front end, and also it has the back end. The front end of it is the leading edge. The leading edge of the airfoil, the leading edge of the wing, because we can consider the wing as a big airfoil made of small airfoils, slices. So we have the front, the leading edge of the airfoil, and the back end, that's the trailing edge of the airfoil. Okay, now if you take a good look at the image I just showed you, you can see some numbers on it. And I'm going to talk about the different section, the different parts of the airfoil according to the numbers on it. Number one, we have the chord line. That's the chord line. What is the chord line? The chord line is a straight line that is drawn from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the airfoil. That's the chord line, number one. Now let's go to number two. Number two is the chord. What is the chord? The chord is the length of the chord line. That's number two. Now let's go to number three. Number three, I see a line that is made of slashes. So that line it is also drawn from the leading edge to the trailing edge, and then it is halfway between the upper surface and the lower surface of the airfoil. What is that line? That line is the mean camber line. Mean camber line. Okay, that's number three. Now let's go to number four. Okay, number four, we have the maximum camber. The maximum camber is basically the maximum thickness of the camber. Okay, the maximum thickness of the camber. Okay, that is the distance between now we're talking about the maximum camber now. So that's the distance between the camber line and the chord line. Okay, remember that maximum camber. Okay, remember that the camber is from the leading edge to the trailing edge. So the thickness is not the same all along the length of the camber. The camber is thinner or thicker depending on its location. So the location of the maximum camber is very important in determining the aerodynamic characteristic of the airfoil or of the wing. Okay, so once again, the maximum camber, okay, is the distance between the camber line and the chord line, and its location is very important, okay, in determining the aerodynamic characteristic of the wing or of the airfoil. Okay, now let's go to number five. Number 5 is the maximum thickness of the airfoil. The maximum thickness, the reason why you say we're talking about maximum thickness of the airfoil, because the airfoil is not the same, the thickness is not the same all along the airfoil, because remember it is curved a little bit. So now the distance between the upper surface and the lower surface of the airfoil is the maximum thickness. Okay, and its location is also very important in determining the characteristic of the airfoil. That was number 5. Number 6 is the leading edge radius. What is leading edge radius? I mean, you can take a look at it. The leading edge radius is actually a measure of the maximum, I would say, a measure of the amount of sharpness of the leading edge. Let me repeat that. The leading edge radius is a measure of the amount of sharpness of the leading edge, and it can vary from 0, like from 0, like on a supersonic aircraft, sharp edge supersonic aircraft, to about maybe 2% of the chord. Okay, which is actually somewhat thick. And something that we need to remember, by the way, is that all airfoil dimensions are measured in terms of the chord. Okay, like the leading edge radius can be 2% of the chord, stuff like that. Any measurement, any dimension related to the airfoil is measured in terms of the chord. And you know the chord is the length of the chord line. Okay, so okay, let me see what else that I can talk about with regards to the to airfoil. Well, one last thing that I want to say. I talked about airfoil, and I will have to go a little deeper into it before I actually talk about lift, because the airfoil is one of the main components of the wing that contribute to its lift. Okay, so and the radius, the leading edge, I'm saying the leading edge radius also is very important when it comes to either regular aircraft or supersonic aircraft. Okay, the sharpest is the leading edge. Then we know it is it belongs to a supersonic aircraft. Like 2% of the cord, we know that's that's quite thick. That's that's regular, you know, aircraft. Um, that that's all for now. So next time we'll probably cover uh, some, I mean, more aspects of an airfoil before I actually go into lift. Okay. Meanwhile, take care.